In the last couple of vlogs, we've defined margin in your marriage and the process of how to create margin. But what if your spouse is not all in like you are? Now what do you do? I think we can all agree that creating margin in your marriage is a very good idea. It can literally turn a marriage around. We know it's a process, but the end result can be amazing. But think about this. What if you want to create margin in your marriage, but you're not sure if your spouse will work on this with you? They don't seem to see the value in creating margin and certainly don't have the passion for it that you do. So what do? I'd say do it anyway. Do your part. Begin responding in a positive way instead of a negative way. Look at the good in your spouse and minimize the bad. It is taking the time to reframe the way that you see them. Here's an example. Instead of saying, "I'm tired of picking up after you," don't say anything. Pick up their clothes or plate or whatever and see it as an act of service. Instead of responding in anger, respond in love. Creating margin in your marriage is about grace. It's the golden rule in the flesh. It's doing what you promised to do when you stood at the altar and made a lifelong commitment to your spouse. For most of you, this will be the beginning of turning your marriage around. Your spouse will see the change in you, and they will respond in a positive way. It may not happen on day one, but it'll happen. So stay consistent and don't let anything sway you from the course. Pray. Pray hard and pray often. Now, there's a few of you that are in marriages where your spouse is not going to respond. And I'm sorry. I wish it could be different for you, but your life will be better because you're doing what God wants you to do. You're modeling God's love to your spouse. This may not result in happiness, but it will result in joy. What's your first step? Pray. Ask God to help you see your spouse as He sees them. Ask God to give you the heart of a servant. Now, are you ready to begin? Is there anything that's holding you back? And if your answer is yes, what needs to be resolved? And if your answer is no, it's time to take step one.